Taylor Swift is back with another new record. Well, I don't know if you'd say back, she never really left, but she has a new record, which is the Tortured Poets Society. And one of the first singles from it is a song called Fortnight, featuring Post Malone. Now, I like Post Malone, and I don't mind Taylor Swift. So I wanted to take a look at this and see what was in there. So, pretty interesting song. There's only, drum roll please, 4 chords. So that's not too surprising really, but I thought I'd explain a little bit more about what's going on in here. Now, the same 4 chords loop continuously throughout the song. There's no real changes here, but I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to play them, because that'll give you some idea of what's possible with the song and what you can do with the guitar. So I mentioned here, so we've got a Fortnight featuring Post Malone. We're in the key of B major, which has 5 sharps in it. The tempo is about 96 beats a minute, so it's more of a ballad style, not an up-tempo song by any means, so nice easy one to strum along to. I'm going to show you a couple of different places on the neck to play the song, so whatever you're most comfortable with. I know some people find it hard to play B major with the open strings, so I'll show you a couple of different ways to play it, and that's going to include the capo, which I've got my trusty G7th capo over here, which I've had for many years, and then I'm going to show you the strumming pattern as well. So to start with, the chord progression starts on an E, then it goes to the F sharp major, then to a B major, to a G sharp minor. Now, the first time it loops around, it's basically an 8-bar cycle that goes round and round and round. So first of all, it's going to sound a bit like this. That's basically the whole song. There's dynamics that goes up and down, but there's no real change in the chord structure there. Now, the strumming pattern, as you just heard, it's a standard 4/4 time signature, but there's accents on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So a lot of that song is heavily centered around that strumming pattern. So it's a nice one to get right. If you're going to spend some time on it, that's where the accents are. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, like that. Now, the first cycle of this actually is a little bit different. So if you listen to the recording, you'll hear that the bass note, when you get to the B the first time round, the third chord in the sequence, you're going from E to an F sharp, and then it's actually a B, but it's a D sharp in the bass, to a G sharp minor. So it's a little bit different, but it gives it enough of a variable that it provides, it gives it a little bit of a pattern interrupt. So it's a nice little way of adding a different bass note there, gives it some variety. Now, I promised that we'd go through some different capo positions as well, which we'll do from here on. So as I said, we're working in B major, the chords E, F sharp, B, G sharp minor. Now, the next best place you could play it next best, is if you get your capo and you put it on the 2nd fret, like so. That means we take every chord that we've spoken about so far and we take it down 2 semitones. Because we're playing with the capo, it's in the same key. So instead of playing an E-shaped chord, we can play a D-shaped chord, and then we're going to play an E, then an A, then an F sharp minor. So all the chords are a little bit closer at hand for you to play, but you're in the same key, so you can play along with the recording and you're not going to miss out on anything or have it sound bizarre. So capo is a super helpful tool if you're wanting to learn songs, you haven't quite got your head around or your hands around how to play those bigger, beefier chords in B major. You can play something a little more comfortable. So with the capo on the 2nd fret, this is what it sounds like. So it's something fresh, it's nice and different, and it'd be a really nice thing. It's one of my favorite things when you're recording guitars like this, especially acoustics, when you layer them with the different capo positions. You've got one guitar with it, no capo, 2nd track has a guitar with a capo on the 2nd fret, and then the next guitar that you add would have capo on the 4th fret. So I'll show you how that works now. So capo on the 4th fret, it's probably one of my favorite places to play in the key of B major, because we're going to be playing chord shapes in the key of G major. But because we're 4 semitones away from B with the capo, we can play G major shapes and we're playing in the key of B. So in that case, we are playing C to a D, to a G, E minor, and so that's our new chord structure if we're having the capo on the 4th fret here. So we're going to go C, D to G, E minor, so on and so forth. So you can see how adding those different chord shapes together makes a real difference sonically. And you know, G is a really nice key to play guitar in, and if you want to play it in B along with the actual recording, you can put a capo on the 4th fret, play in G major shapes, and you're off to the races. It goes along very nicely there. So I'll go through a top and tail of it now, just to give you an idea of what it can sound like. And then if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.